60 seconds.
You have to forget about it. You have to move on and meet someone new.
Swampy need never know. Do you like the people?
Oh, you're here. Marvellous. Super. Would you mind telling me how many contestants there are? Just the one of you? How cosy. Now, name, please.
Do you swim?
It's me.
Can we have a mock team to backstage, please?
Terry. Oh, you know what? I also need to know if you've got plans for a 21-question game or a 7-question tournament joust. Which is it? Okay, I'll arrange that for you.
30 seconds.
You have the letter B as your buzzer. That's B as in bugger, I burnt my bum!
Look, every time you meet somebody gets hysterical.
And 20 seconds.
Okay, we only have 20 seconds, so I better make this quick. Question comes on the screen. You think you know the answer? You buzz in. You pick one of the choices on the screen. Have you got that?
Graphics, we need you.
9.
Okay, lose the desktop.
7.
Camera 3, you ready?
Fade to black. Standing by. Good luck, Jack.
Home murder kit. Available now. Check press for details.
It's time for the show where pop culture and high culture collide! Hello, I am Jack. I am a nice man. I welcome you. Playing by yourself today? Oh, that's cool. I'll just close my eyes. Okay, let's get cracking. From the list of categories, pick a category.
This game is really funny. Let's start with question 1A.
This one's called Des Lynam's Adventures in Time. As far as the sheets available, £2,000 is up for grabs. Des travels back to commentate on the earliest recorded cricket match in Guildford, 1550. Having caught the cricket bug, Des then whooshes forward to Surrey in 1745 to witness which development? The introduction of the box protector, the first recorded 11-a-side game, the first women's cricket match, or the first recorded streaker? No. It's a shame you didn't say. Surrey, 1745, saw the first all-women cricket match. Tossing a googly at the notion that mediocrity is a purely male province. No, we're all allowed to be crap today, and we're better off for it. God bless Blighty. Come on, let's have one. Okay, we're going to have one called Orifice Analysis. We got 1,000 quids because it's a little bit peasy. Fingers on the buzzers, here's the question. In what orifice will you find a hammer, anvil, and stirrup? The ear, the elbow, the mouth, or the nostril? The ear is the only orifice with hammers, anvils, and stirrups in it. Although, of course, some of the more sexually experimental Vikings might disagree. Pick a category now.
Question 3.
Next up, live bed show. £2,000 ready and waiting for the right answer.
Do you know what? I've got this book in my head, but I can't remember his bloody name because I've been flagellated for 48 hours solid. Type it in when you know what it is. Do us a favour. Yeah, I seem to remember it featured 4 in a bed grandparent action. Yeah, and a whole bunch of business.
Go for it. Type in your answer.
That's right, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That contained all these delicious ingredients. Well done, and thank you once again. And I didn't even have to mention the everlasting gobstoppers.
Please select.
The light sounds of question 4.
And the category is... You have been reading a very long book. And this one's worth £2,000. Picture a world where dead historians write sitcoms. If dead historian Edward Gibbon was to write a sitcom, which of the following titles would he probably go for? Man About the House of Tudor, The Upper Hand of God, The Decline and Fall of the British Empire, or The Life and Times of King George and Mildred? Thicko! A middle-class contestant would have said... Gibbon would probably have hatched The Decline and Fall of the British Empire, featuring Gordon Brittas accidentally feeding himself to the lions, the cafeteria being converted into a vomitorium, and ritual crucifixions in the squash courts. Stuff like that. Choose a category. Categorically, this is the category of... License to file. In terms of royal portraits, 3 big ones coming your way. I'll be with you in a few seconds, mushy pushy. Which one of James Bond's numerous enemies was an allurophile? Blofeld, Scaramanga, Katanga, or Goldfinger? Oof, that hurt. Bond fact. Ernst Blofeld loved cats. Using your brain, pick a category. And we call this one... Joyriding Philosophers. £2,000 for this little baby. John Calvin and Thomas Hobbes were rightly famous for their philosophical works. What is less known is that they were both notorious joyriders who once crashed their car in a high-speed police chase. Hobbes complained that the ride was like life, nasty, brutish and short. Based on his philosophy, how did Calvin reply? They couldn't have prevented the crash, better people wouldn't have crashed, everyone crashes eventually, or maybe in their next lives, they won't crash. This is true. You only have to look at your score to realize that. I mean, why didn't you pick... Calvin believed that people's ultimate fates were predestined by God. So he would say they couldn't have prevented the crash, or the kneecapping which followed. You got your categories on you, man. Can't give one. Aha! Chestbot Tits Crime Store.
It's time for...
Tinkerlick Test Run.
The people in power have named this category... The Chopper of the Devil. I've had this gibberish question initially valued at £5,000. Okay, I'm prepared to give you 30 seconds to solve this gibberish, but every 1.5 seconds I'm going to be taking away a bit of money. Now it's time to see who's been living in a hermetically sealed cultural vacuum, and who can decipher this gibberish song title the quickest. Hell's Bike, be near it. Let's apply a little stimulation to your tired brain. It's the title of a pop song. Fellas with long hair, lots of guitars and shouting, a veritable anthem of grunge. But they won't do any more because... Come on then, solo Quizner! Oh, rock on.
Yo, Mr. DJ, have you got that tune, Hell's Bike Be Near It, by Pyjama? They're great.
Choose a category.
Order me the taco plate with the side of question 8.
The name of this question is... Third-party fire theft act of God. £3,000 if you get it right. All right then. Imagine that you are an Egyptian citizen living during the time of Moses. If you wanted protection against the 10 plagues of Egypt, which form of insurance would be unnecessary? Catastrophic flood insurance, insurance against death of firstborn, comprehensive insect coverage, or medical insurance covering boils? A flood was not one of the 10 plagues. Well, I suppose after Noah's Ark was poorly received, God decided to get a new writer on board. Okay, pick a category.
Here's number 9.
Your choice is... Suppressed psychosexual traumas in the under-10s. And I'll give you £2,000 if you get it right. Oh, you smell that? That's the stench of question.
Crikey, Mr. Quelch.
Says Bunter.
Those ink blots on your blotting paper look just like sticky buns covered in cream, chocolate and gravy.
To what has Bunter just been unknowingly subjected? The litmus test, the third Cornhill test, the Bender-Gestalt test, or the Rorschach test? A Rorschach test is a psychological test using ink blots to determine a patient's true state of mind. I actually did a Rorschach test once. The doctor said I was a paranoid schizophrenic with clear homicidal tendencies. How can you be so sure, I said, and then stabbed him in the throat. Categorically speaking, I want one! You have selected trousers split in good fun. And this one's worth £1,000. Some people like to rock, some people like to roll, some people like to forage through other people's household refuse and form spurious hypotheses about who discarded it. And that's me. And that's what I'm going to do now. Let's see what I've got. An empty Jim Beam bottle, a discarded razor, unused, a notebook full of bad poetry, and a worn-out pair of black leather trousers stretched at the waist. Whose waist is this? Pink Floyd, Jim Morrison, PJ Proby, or Freddie Mercury? Jim Morrison liked his whiskey, wasn't so keen on shaving, liked a bit of dodgy verse, and always wore a pair of black leather trues which expanded with his waistline. Jim Morrison, of course, was famous for his profound lyrics. Not knowing the depth of the cupboard, he knew the reaching of a woman would not be defensive. The diamond cut. Perhaps he should have tried taking drugs. Well, that's the first round over. Who's getting the next one in then? What is so ingenious about round two is that there's actually twice as much cash available. But that cash can be won or lost. Do you follow me? From the list of categories, pick a category.
It's 11 minus 1 plus 2 minus 1, it's 11.
And you went for the one called... There's something I want to tell you. And this one's worth £4,000. Oi, you! You are cold, wet and spineless. I'm not being out of order, right? I'm just telling you the truth. What are ya? A Siamese fighting fish, an eel, a lobster or a salamander? Nah, they got spines, ain't they? Nah, it was lobster. You should have picked lobster. If you're a lobster, right, you're cold-blooded, spend a lot of time in water, and you have no spine. But tell the truth, with a bit of lemon and some butter, you look quite dishy. Come on, let's have one.
12.
Celebrity voice impersonated.
And now, how to sit through an opera. This question could net you 6K. Imagine scientists have discovered that listening to opera star Placido Domingo can cure diseases. If listening to an imposter sometimes created the same desired effect as listening to the real Placido Domingo, what might be the best name for this imposter? Paddy Domingo, Placido Domingo, Placenta Domingo, or Placebo Domingo? A placebo, often in the form of a sugar pill, doesn't help a patient's illness, but the patient thinks it does. I don't know about you, but after an hour at the opera, I'm ready for a course of intense electroconvulsive therapy, let alone bloody sugar pills. Pick a category now.
I love 13, number 13.
And the category is... Thus spake Jack! I'm willing to offer you 4,000 crisp green sheets. Who might have placed the following personal ad?
Philosophical German Uberman in search of atheist Uberwoman, preferably resistant to syphilis. Picture, please. Richard Wagner, Karl Wojtyla, Friedrich Nietzsche or Thomas Aquinas. Nietzsche is right. Extreme right. Fascist.
Choose a category.
We wish you a number 14 and a happy Hanukkah.
And now, hold your noses, we're going in. If you give me the right answer, I'm going to give you £4,000. Okay, prepare yourself. This one's a little disgusting. Only a little, though. Assuming we're talking about your normal average human being, which of these amounts is the smallest?
Amount in fluid grams of blood in a human, fluid grams of daily urine production, amount in fluid grams of gas expelled daily, or weight in grams of an average bowel movement. That's the biggest amount, silly. Now here's what someone intelligent would have said.
The average bowel movement weighs a quarter to a half a pound.
To be honest, I'm hoping that was a lucky guess, because you really shouldn't have been weighing stuff.
Please select. In categorical terms, you have chosen...
Lock and load, people.
You could be getting yourself 2,000 for the right answer.
Okay, let's see how well you know those pop reggae lyrics. He shot the sheriff, but what didn't he do? Mean to do so, rob the bank, hit any vital organs, or shoot the deputy. He did not shoot the deputy. Do you know something? Every time I hear the cover version of that, I get the clap.
You got your categories on you, man. Come on, give us one.
Excellent choice, player. Let's play This or Dat. And the This or Dat category is things to stomp underfoot. Okay, I'm going to read off 7 names, and for each one I want you to tell me whether it's one of Snow White's 7 dwarfs or the name of the Smurf. And as the names come up, if you think it's a dwarf, press the fat little legs of key 1. And if you think it's a Smurf, urinate on key 2. And press 4 to skip. For each one you get right, you get £1,000, and £1,000 off if you get it wrong or you don't get to it.
Oi, timekeeper! 30 seconds on the clock, now! Here we go.
Dopey, dwarf or Smurf? Sneezy.
Brainy!
Grumpy. Hefty. Last one. That's all 7.
Oh, 7 out of 7. Very good. And with time to spare. You are really special. Okay, so your score looks tremendous, wonderful, great, but you're still a loser in life. Let's move on. Okay, pick a category.
And the next question is living in a material world. And this question's worth £4,000. You've been jumped by a medieval shoplifting shirtlifter who has quite literally lifted the shirt off your back. Now, you have to go to a medieval fabric store to get the material to replace your shirt. Who do you get face to face with? A merson, a merkin, a mercer, or a mercantilist? Ah, you don't know what a merkin is, do you? And I hope for your sake you never do, you idiot.
The correct answer is...
A mercer was a cloth trader in the Middle Ages. Wow. So I guess a mercer would provide cloth for Marks and Spencers and British home stores, who would then turn it into middle-aged clothing.
Using your brain, pick a category.
18.
Okay, let's have one called a phenomenally expensive booze-up.
And we are talking 4,000 quid for the right answer.
Imagine, right, Emperor Nebuchadnezzar, Wise Man Balthazar, the Venerable Methuselah and Magnum P.I. are all drinking heavily champagne, right, at the New Testament launch party. An argument breaks out about who's got the biggest bottle, and suddenly the evening threatens to turn a bit ugly. If each man, right, is drinking from the champagne bottle that has the same name as he does, who can legitimately claim that he's got the biggest bottle? Methuselah, Magnum P.I., Nebuchadnezzar or Balthazar?
Nobody's got the biggest shooter. If you'd have got it right, you'd have said this. The Nebuchadnezzar is 15 litres of champers, making his bladder a considerable proportion of his total bulk. A biblical mutant, if you like.
Choose a category.
Like a bad Hollywood scene, it was question 19.
And the category is... It could happen. Be prepared. And this one's worth £2,000.
Jesus, you got off with the supermodel, right? And she insists on discussing literary terms in bed, you know, to get off on that. Hey, talk rhetorical to me, the supermodel murmurs.
What question you asking, for Christ's sake?
How much is this costing me? Can I have your autograph? Who wouldn't want to be me right now, or do you have any diseases? Who wouldn't want to be me right now is a rhetorical question and would guarantee you, at the very least, a hand job.
Why? Because it's axiomatic that all men, regardless of cultural or gender-based preferences, aspire to spending nights with supermodels. Categorically speaking, I want one!
The Fresh Saver. 20.
The one you chose was...
What did you come as?
And it's a £4,000 question.
On leaving a party, you're given a bag of treats to take on your way.
Within, there's an orange rock, an elastic band, a match, and something invisible. Whose party have you probably come from? Well, then... The Red Hand Gang, the Justice League of America, the Monkees, or the Fantastic Four. The thing was orange, Mr. Fantastic was the rubbery guy, the Human Torch set himself alight, and, you know, I just can't remember what power the Invisible Girl had. It was something visual. No.
Pick a category now.
Time for...
So you've been here before, have ya? Big deal. Just make sure your answer fits the clue. That guy's an animal. Bon chance.
Jack attacked you, but my God, you attacked Jack back. Let's see how your score shapes up, big fella.
That's the game! Oh, well played. No competition. I guess, in fact, that's the point, isn't it? No competition. You are a sad individual, and...
You don't know Jack!
Jack, you are so naughty. See me here later. Okay, let's run the commercials. Murray, please find out what's happening with the contestants. Cheers.